Welcome to yet another episode of Mr. Vamos Dissects. This is an episode that airs every weekend. We basically talk about the gist in football. That's in Europe, particularly. We'll be going Africa sometime when maybe the Uganda Premier League starts. Well, in today's episode, we'll be talking about the hula baloo at Man United. I think this is a new season and there's still been a lot of very I wouldn't want to call them nonsensical decisions by the coach about how maybe the team is supposed to be playing. So we'll dive into that a bit. And then there's a big one for you. Man United takes on Liverpool on Sunday. Another very big game. Eric Ten Hag Kapata taking on Anslot Kapata. That will be a game of the Kapatas. And then they will be giving you guys maybe one or two games from the other leagues in Europe. That will basically sum up the episode. For those of you that are new here, please don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, and let's journey into this football thing together. Straight forward, we'll be talking about Man United taking on Liverpool. Well, this is a very interesting clash. For these two sides have, for Liverpool has started the season strong, right? They managed to offset Brentford the last time out with some beautiful goals they scored inside there. The Luis Diaz goal was a nice goal, beautiful counter-attacking football. And the Liverpool faithful were saying that maybe Slot might be the guy that takes over from Jurgen. It maybe was a very perfect replacement. Man United, on the other hand, lost to Brighton in a game that, well, Brighton has been schooling Man United from ever since I can remember. I think in 4 games, Man United has won one and lost. I think in 5 games, Man United has won one and lost four, which is not a good start for Man United. We probably thought that a new manager for Brighton, a very young man inside there, because James Milner is actually older than him, was going to fumble against Man United because maybe Man United is not exactly the theatre it used to be. Well, head-to-head Man United Liverpool last season ended in a stalemate, both home and away. The last encounter ending 2-2, beautiful Kobe Mino goal inside there. And notably, we can remember Liverpool getting a penalty at the death with a dive inside there. That's the young Englishman diving on a Wan-Bissaka tackle. And then the first leg ended 0-0. Of course, Man United apparently parking the bus. What's at stake in this one? Well, just like I said, Man United said with a win and then they made a loss. In these 2 games that Man United has played so far, there's been a lot of questions about the coach's decisions. Well, the coach, I think Ineos as a movement has been able to bring in the signings. Of course, Man United completed the signing of Manuel Ugarte, who has a Portugal connection. Yeah, remember Bruno Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo managed to play for Sporting Lisbon, so there's something inside there about a Portugal connection. And now the good thing about Man United signing a South American is that these players from South America are actually very aggressive. In my head, I'm picturing maybe the aggression of Manuel Ugarte and then Lisandro Martinez in the defense might be something motivational for Man United side. But well, I don't think he might get a start inside there as soon as possible because he's still undergoing a medical. Well, Eric Ten Hag has come under scrutiny for very many of his tactics. You remember the last time they played in the Community Shield, he played Facundo Pelestri in a number 2 position. And then that's the same position that actually brought in the equalizer for Man City. Well, in the first game, in the past 2 games, he's not been starting with the center number 9. Yeah, of course, Rasmus Hojlund is still out injured. And then he's been starting Bruno Fernandes as the number 9 with maybe Mason Mount playing as the attacking midfield as the number 10. Well, Mason Mount has been playing because maybe of his work rate and all that. But modern day football no longer has time to have maybe a false 9. It's only Pep Guardiola that knows how to pull off those false 9 things. And then Joshua Zirkzee coming off the bench in the first game to score. You'd probably think that maybe the coach has seen that this team actually needs a center forward for it to maybe have football coming in. Well, but he didn't do that again against Brighton. Man United has conceded a very stupid goal. Harry Maguire blinking on that one and waiting for a ball to enter. Old boy Danny Welbeck scoring a goal against Man United. And then, of course, a team without a number 9 is most definitely not going to be sharp on the break, right? You're going to have an Amad Diallo breaking on the side, and then he's probably not going to have anyone to feed the ball to. Then Ten Hag has been playing Marcus Rashford. I call him Marcus Rashford recently because he's not been delivering the goals like we expect him to do. Well, he's been having stinkers week in and week out. But I don't know if the coach is trusting the Englishman because he's actually an English, or if maybe Rashford has something in his contract that makes him play. But this is what I think. I think For Eric Ten Hag to coach this side and make this side cook, he has to make decisions with big balls, right? Balls of steel. Forgive me for the language. It's just, well, there's a lot of stuff inside here. Because me, I'm thinking an ideal lineup for Man United one of these days would have an Alejandro Garnacho back on his left side, an Amadial on the right side, and maybe a Joshua Zirkzee as a number 9 to get a focal point. Yeah, Joshua Zirkzee is actually a baller. He's good with his feet. He has nice ball work and all that. But then if you're going to keep standing in and bringing in players that are not really contributing, Mason Mount actually pulled his hamstring the other day. I think for me that would be good news because it maybe makes hot-headed Ten Hag to play the system. And then I'm thinking after the goal that Man United conceded, the second goal that was scored against Brighton, it means that this defense actually ought to have like positional awareness and all that. I personally think maybe Martinez and Maguire have been nice, but I think I somewhat want to have like a bullish defense into there. Maybe let's get in a delete and Martinez to see how they'll cook. Well, of course, Mazraoui has been excellent. So I think for Eric Ten Hag, if he considers coaching this Man United side until maybe December, he ought to make crucial decisions. He ought to pick the team rightly. Well, he'll be boosted by the return of Rasmus Hojlund, who's back in training. Tyrell Malacia back into training. So that should be something they look out for. Well, when they face Liverpool, Liverpool is not giving a damn about what's happening in the Man United Cup. Recently signed Federico Chiesa from Juventus, who is a very injury-prone player, but I think in the signing that they've made in that gentleman there, they'll be having a lot of electricity. Just in case Luis Diaz gets tired or something, Chiesa will come through and cook. Diego Jota is now the focal point for Liverpool. He's been cooking spots recently. Maybe Adao Nunez is still trying to impress the coach and all that. So when you get into this Man United game against Liverpool, I don't even know what to say for Man United because I think these Liverpool guys are coming through to cook. Dominic Soboslai has been excellent since the season started. Of course, Trent Alexander-Arnold is back fit, delivering the passes and all that. And then Konate actually got a nod the other day against Brentford, and I think he's actually rock solid in the back there. Man United will still have Kobe Mino that is still, I think they're working the boy a lot. Casemiro cannot deliver the goods as he used to deliver. And then Liverpool, if you're to watch the clip again, that Luis Diaz goal, it showed that they're good on the break. And then by the time Man United is still trying to sluggishly get back into defense, it will be over before it actually gets over. Straightforward prediction: Man United versus Liverpool. This is going to be a tricky one. Well, Man United has found a way to probably offset Liverpool and maybe frustrate them and all that. But this weekend will be a crazy one. I don't see how Man United picks a result against Liverpool. But I think this game actually has, maybe this game will actually have 2 goals in it. Yeah, but I don't see Man United getting this result out of that game inside there. So that's most definitely giving you a Liverpool either win or draw. And then in some of the interesting matchups that we will have, when I pick you and the early kickoff will be Arsenal taking on Brighton. Brighton, fresh from school in Man United. Brighton has its issues with Arsenal. Arsenal does not give a damn about these teams that cause these other teams problems. Arsenal washed Brighton home and away last season. You know, of course, the season before, Brighton had made them lose the trophy and all that, but they took things personal and then they washed Brighton, right? Of course, interestingly, I think David Raya must be one of like the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. There's that save that he made against Oli Watkins the other day. Wow. Boy, oh boy, I think, you know, that time we used to talk about De Gea saving relationships and all that. I think David Raya must be that guy for you. So I think Arsenal taking on Brighton, I'd give you guys a direct score. That's a 2-0 Arsenal win inside there. And then, of course, there'll be another interesting matchup. West Ham taking on Man City, or Man City fresh from signing Gundogan back into Man City. And then, of course, Savinho, who is playing on the right-hand side, is just reminding everyone about Riyad Mahrez. Will be a nice boy to watch on the side. But I think that game will have at least 3 goals in it, yeah? Keep your eyes locked on that one. When we get into the German Bundesliga, the biggest game inside there will be Leverkusen taking on Leipzig. Well, Leverkusen has had, I think the coach is switching up very many things. Yeah, he's been releasing players in and out. Of course, Kosonu going to Atlanta on loan. And then he's been signing a few players inside there. Leipzig managed to bring back Xavi Simons inside there. But Leipzig and Leverkusen must be the best game in the Bundesliga this particular weekend. I'd give you guys both teams to score inside there. When you're to get into Italy, the best game for you guys would be Bologna, would be Juventus taking on Roma. Well, these are two sides that are coached by players that used to play for these clubs. Of course, Thiago Motta now at Juventus. He's bought a whole set of new players. Of course, Chesney retired the other day. And then he bought a Coop Miners from Atlanta. It would be nice to see how he cooks inside there. Of course, Dusan Vlahovic continues to cook. He has a Douglas Luiz inside there. It's a fresh Juventus side. It's not this Juventus side that is conservative and all that. Roma, on the other hand, they have been hustling to make points recently. For most of you guys that put on your tickets, they've actually cost you 2 game weeks. And then things are not really moving for the Rossi the way they used to. But I think this game will be a both teams to score. But I'd give you guys a Juventus win inside there just in case you're looking for a result that's inside there. Kylian Mbappe and Co made you guys lose your tickets the other day. Of course, I think there's been a lot of ruckus and controversy showing that, well, Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Rodri, and all those guys might not really be the solution to an attacking force because most of these players are mostly left-sided. Yeah, so it will be a tricky, pretty interesting one to watch. Well, when you get to France, the main game in France will be Lille taking on PSG. PSG has been hot. They've actually racked up, I think, a total of maybe 9 goals in their opening games. Of course, the kid that maybe very many guys expected to buy in Europe, João Neves, who has been coming off the bench, so far has 4 goal contributions. Well, very many of you like to equate João Neves to Rodri because these are two guys that are already stacking in and all that. But, well, that game will actually be an interesting one to watch. But I expect that game to have an over 2.5 inside there. Well, when we get into the transfer speculations, of course, Ivan Toney has brushed off a lot of interest from all these teams and he signed for Al Hilal. Well, we'll be following up on the situation for Jadon Sancho. Looks like he wants to secure a move to Chelsea because he has brushed off, I think, Juventus inside there. And then a potential Raheem Sterling move to Man United, which people are still keeping their eyes on. Yeah, this transfer window is going down to the wire, and I think you guys should keep your eyes locked on that one. So goes without saying that I like to appreciate you guys for shouting out every single week, watching these episodes. Don't forget to tell a friend to subscribe, please. We most definitely want to keep you guys posted, just in case you have something to buzz us or hit us up. Well, don't. Well, the numbers will be down on the screen. You'll find the numbers on all the socials. Mr. Vamos Dissects on Instagram, Mr. Vamos Dissects TikTok, Mr. Vamos Dissects everywhere. Twitter, the Mutagwenda, the Duncan guy. Vamos, we go again.